All right. Welcome, everybody. I'm going to take away camera for just a second while we let it load. Got a special one for you today, chat. The first look at something that I came across that's very amazing. Oh, got a spam text. My house is apparently playing hard to get. I love spam texts. They're so dumb. Oh, man. Anyways, welcome everyone. Hope you're having a good one today. I know you can't see my face at the moment, but welcome. Let me pull that up, chat. Hold on 1 second, chat. Oh wait, I got a message and I play something on Xbox. I'll check. There we go. Welcome everyone. Hello. Alright, chat is up and running. I can now see chat for everyone who joins today. But yeah, we're having a special one today. I know we're technically not doing a shooter right now, but there's sometimes every now and then comes along a AA/single A kind of indie game that I just love so much. It needs to be kind of shown, in my opinion, because a lot of people ignore these lower games just for the fancy and fame of the bigger games, when some of these smaller games are far better, just because they have more love put into them. And this is a single-player game, too. So, you know, they're not having to waste a lot of resources on trying to maintain online or servers or proper balancing and multiplayer and all that and da-da-da-da-da. So sometimes you can put a little more love into a good single-player game, even depending on what it's about, which is what we're going to be checking out today, which we'll talk about in just a second. As you can tell by the title, it's called A Chef's Life, or Chef Life, a restaurant running simulator, basically. You run your own restaurant. You start where it's just you and a best friend in the beginning, and then you build up to actually having sous chefs, almost like not literally Hell's Kitchen, but like if you were to kind of give everyone who's never been in the back of a kitchen or never been in a kitchen in like a restaurant before, kind of like multiple, like you have your head chef and then you have other chefs who are at other stations doing specific things and things like that. Kind of like that. You can eventually automate some things to help cut down on some of the steps that you need to do while you're running the kitchen. Now, in the beginning, you got to do it all yourself, and the amount of stations and things that are realistic to real life in this game, as far as what they do, and the different varieties of things that can be done on them, is quite insane. It's going to be quite good. And the animations are actually really beautiful. They did a good job with a lot of the animations. They're very satisfying to watch. There's also interactions you got to do, kind of like almost equated to WarioWare, like a WarioWare game, where you got like little mini games as you use the stations to try to get more technical points added to how good your recipe is being made by getting the right timing or things like that. But welcome everyone. But yeah, this is Chef Life, a restaurant simulator made by Nacon and Cyanide Studios. I'm not sponsored, by the way, or by any means. Like I said, sometimes I buy a game that I like, and I just like, hey, this game deserves it more than even sometimes some of the big titans who flop over sometimes on their side. So, good little indie game we about to show off. Plus, y'all know I'm a chef. I'm a chef at heart. I want to like learn how to cook and have my own way of cooking for myself one day, even with my disability. So this game's kind of a secret notch in my heart that why I like this game so much as well. Lets me kind of live vicariously through a video game. And something I'll be able to do one day, but just not right now. But yeah, I'm going to give everyone a time to join up while I wait here. I'm still here at any time you want to pop in on chat. We've been going for 5 minutes, 32 seconds. I'm going to give everyone around 8 to 10 minutes to join up. And then we'll kick in. We're only going to do the tutorial all the way up to the big opening day that the game's story follows. Because this actually does have a story to it about actually growing as your own restaurant as you and your best friend get out of culinary school and college. That kind of thing. It's quite cool. Like I said. Plus, it's got a little cartoony anime kind of style going for it too, which adds to me adds a lot of flair to it. Plus, the DLCs for this game are quite good. There's a French cuisine that adds a buttload of recipes from French cuisine. There's an Italian one which adds all the pizza and Italian recipes. That's where all the pizza stuff kind of got thrown. It's not in the base game. And then there's one that I'm going to get probably soon, to be fair. After we try out this a little bit more and I get a little more used to it playing the base game, I'm probably going to buy the Japanese DLC, which is for Tokyo, for sushi and all kinds of other Japanese cuisines that a lot of people probably don't even know about as well. I do, because I'm a big fanatic when it comes to Japanese cuisine, but that's only because from when I was a kid, I've always kind of had an obsession with Japan, but that's just personally. But it is quite good. But there are, and maybe they'll add more cuisines from other places as we go forward, like maybe a Swedish one, maybe something like that. Who knows? That'd be kind of cool. I would like to see something like that for this game, to add even more stuff like that. That's in the future if it goes any further. Otherwise, it's great as it is. It's beautiful. Which y'all will see soon. There's no voice acting in this game per se. Like, I think there's some sounds, maybe some quick, kind of like the Sims kind of do. But there is dialogue and there is a story and things like little text boxes we're gonna read of our characters and the people we meet for the restaurant as we grow. The first person you meet besides your best friend is your delivery lady who brings all your deliveries in. Her name is Max. But yeah, you'll meet all kinds of little characters. The story's kind of cool. It's simplistic because it is really supposed to just be a story about building your own restaurant, so. And it's really good. They put all the love into the gameplay, which I like. Yo, Chef King, welcome. Alright, I'm gonna bring my face back now. Grab my charger for my control so it doesn't die in the middle. Alright. Oh, hold on. I got one last setting to change and then we're good. Let me make sure. We're gonna have to full blue screen, so give me a second. I've gotta make sure that this is what I need it to be. Yes, it is. Okay. I'll have a fish and chips, please. Please, chef. There is technically, I think you can make that as one of the things in here, but we don't have that in the beginning, sadly. We've got fish soleil, which it's basically battered fish and some broccoli. But don't forget the peas. Oh yeah, the peas will be good. And I found out what that lab does. Even though you can kind of do this already, but the lab adds more to it. We actually can create that. If you want, if we have, when we do another episode of this in the future, I am gonna take like recommendations for like types of meals we want to try to make within whatever ingredients we kind of have to work with. Because the lab does actually let you make your own plates. And what I mean by plates is not plating the meal, like you actually get to design, like if I want to make a fish and chips plate that is like, that's its own thing separate from any other fish like dinner that's not normally in there, we can basically do that. It's quite good. And add peas as well, most likely. I think peas is one of the vegetables we have access to. I'd have to look. Also depends on what got kind of put where and what DLCs. But I might need the Italian for the peas. Even though those are common everywhere, but you know. But yeah, we'll definitely be doing that when we get further in. Today we're going to cover the basic dishes it starts us with, and the tutorial that kind of shows the beginning of the story. So, alright, I'm back. Let's do this. Yeah, we could continue from where I was, but I'm going to start over. Yeah, 1,000 or more possible combinations become possible with the lab. You just have to have the proper ingredients to basically make something that makes sense. Oh, excuse me. Let's make a new character. We'll make Jane for this tutorial. We're going to continue using Jared in the future, but because I'll have him leveled up more to show more of this game off in the future. Also, look at that animation. Sorry, I love this game. But we're going to make Jara for this one. I'm going to make us a new character. I'm going to let the opening play, so y'all can see kind of the opening. Nacon presents. A game by Cyanide Studios, who also make some Warhammer games, which is very ironic. Also probably a terrible name for a someone who made a cooking game. Yes, my name's Cyanide Studios. What game you make? A cooking one? I'll also order a spicy curry. That's kind of what I was meaning right there. That's kind of what I mean. But I'll also order a spicy curry for Farseer. Yes, I agree. There's some French fries. There's also regular stuff in here too. It's showing a lot of the fancier stuff, but it actually does just start you with meat and potatoes, which is just meat and French fries with some chives on it. Or shallots, not chives. Sorry, chives are later. That's when you make it a little bit fancier. Shallots. Doodle whoop doo. Alright. And just like that, alright. Cool. I mean, to be fair, body-wise style, you don't really have to change much. Should be like that. We just gotta mess with everything else. She's already got kind of that hairstyle I usually go for. That makes the most sense. Alright, so. It's that one. Yep. The eye color is already blue. Let's give her a beard. I do like you can do that, even though I'll admit that's kind of hilarious, and you know, I do like that they at least like give the option, because like I said, there always should be at least the option, even if you're not gonna do it. So we can give her a mustache. All right. Oh, I gotta change her color. Yeah, there we go. That's probably more like it. I give her a beard, some stubble. Oh man. Alright. Makeup and glasses time. Don't wear glasses. Eye color is already the right color, but I'll click it again just to be safe. I mean, the makeup in here is a little extreme, so let's look. That's not bad. That's probably about normal. Oh yeah. Yep. That should be right. And then I did this one. What should I do for her? We should do this one for her. A bearded chef is dangerous. The hair and food factor goes through the roof, right? I technically have stubble. Like my stubble character, Jared does have a thin layer of beard. Not what I have right now. I'm gonna get it cut this Friday if everything works out. You're gonna see my beard go back down to where it should be. What do we want? That's too plain. It makes her look more like a... See, if I was gonna make her my devoted sushi chef, I'd probably do that. But we're gonna do this. Give her the buttons. Let's give her a red one. Okay, what's better? I like that one kind of better. Yeah, let's go with that. The pants don't seem to have any difference to me. I don't see any change in either of those as I'm doing it. Like, legit. It's probably something we can't see. Maybe the waistline's slightly different, but it doesn't seem to matter everywhere else. So let's go with that. And that color. Wait, no, actually, that color. There we go. Let's give her, like, the super overpowered apron. The apron that lets you carry all your tools. Let's make that red, though. Yeah, there we go. Is there any hair/beard nets? No, sadly, which is weird. I get that is something you would have to have, but I guess not in digital realms. But yeah, technically I don't think so. Not that I saw. Not that I saw. But I don't think so, because my guy was just cooking as he was. I'm going to give her a more calm look. Give some little loafer types out. Which one of these is better? That matches the buttons, so let's do that. Let's give her a chef hat, though. Or does that take... No, that takes away from her hair, though. Yeah, but I don't know. I'm not wearing a chef hat. That actually looks kind of cool. Oh, yeah. Could give her a bandana instead. Could go rogue pirate chef. Speaking of that, let's give her... In real life, I would need a whale net for my beard. You know what? In honor of that, we're giving her a pirate tattoo. We're going full pirate chef. There we go. That's our. Technically, that also would be a sushi chef's way of wearing something on their head, but you know. All right, that seems good. I think we're good with that. Now we gotta name her Jara. I used to call her Janera, but that just sounds terrible. Jara sounds really cool. I actually might even name one of my daughters that one day, if I'm so lucky to have a daughter one day. So, Jara. Okay. That is good. She, her, Chef Jara. Confirm. Play tutorial. We want to see it. Alright, here we go. Oh, I didn't do logos. Oh, that's alright. We want her to be more of a natural chef. Not worried about logo. She just wants her outfit to be functional in the right color. You now have access to the lab. Use it during free practice after your services and create new recipes. So yeah, it's quite cool. Let's get going. Let's talk to Kasim. I assume Kasim is the same no matter what. Yep. Hey. Yeah, it's like simple line voice acting, like one-liners. But the actual text bubbles don't have voiceovers. But that's fine. It doesn't need it. I'll do the voiceovers. Look at you. Your new uniform fits perfectly. It's as if it was made for you. I would sure hope so. I don't think our character talks either. I think he just everyone talks for us, and we're just the strong link type. Can I say that word? No, I'm just kidding. I had to make that joke. Me and Tam King were talking about that earlier. Oh man, just one word should be fine, because the word, also is another word. So. And we're on PlayStation. Oh man. As for the kitchen, I installed all the workstations. Everything is up and running. Which means it's your time to get back to cooking. We only have 3 days until the grand opening. She lets her food do the talking. Exactly. Oh, and I have left you a little gift to help you get back up and running. Hope you like it. Nice, thanks, Kasim. Let's open up the recipe book. Now, prepare to be overwhelmed slightly, because this recipe book actually is quite detailed, and I was quite surprised by this, on how representative of a real recipe book this probably is. So, this part's simple when you're on the table of contents. As you see, all we have is a random French dish that is beef and potatoes. It's literally just beef and French fries, or steak and French fries with some steak sauce. So, but now that I kind of know what I'm doing, this shouldn't be as bad. I'm using this to kind of go through a couple times and learn myself how to do certain things. So beef and potatoes. So you'll see on the right side something very interesting. There's a basic description of what's going to be used on the left, which the tutorial will teach us as well, but I'm going to talk about it as well, because even the tutorial helped me, but it was a couple of times where I forgot, because it's hard to read. It took me a while to understand. I need to treat this like a real recipe book, and I'll understand the symbols more, because it took me a while to understand the symbols and what they meant. It's good because it almost, at least in recipe book wise, kind of teaches you how to read a simple recipe book that uses symbols more than words. Because some recipe books are like that. Fancier ones are. This page shows all the ingredients needed, as well as the workstations that will be required to complete the recipe. A recipe is divided into steps. Now, the game kind of does help us do that in a simple way, which it's going to show as well. But a recipe is divided into steps. Follow them in the correct order to learn how to cook the dish. That's also another thing. You cannot put a dish on your menu until you've cooked it yourself at least once. It's basically to give it a technical grade, especially if you're creating a random one out of the lab that's a brand new recipe. It's to give it a technical grade that it will be assigned, and a value as far as money that you'll earn from it when you serve it to customers once you cook it the first time. This is why recooking recipes sometimes is important. If you want to improve them, you need to recook them yourself and try to improve them when you want to experiment. I wouldn't do this during service though. I'd do this when you're in the morning hours and in the night hours when you're closing up, or in the night hours, whichever you prefer as your organization as a player. Because after the tutorial, because the tutorial does not teach you this, there is actually full days. There's a morning, a midday, and a afternoon, and then an evening, and then closing hours is night. So there's actually several, much like almost like Stardew Valley kind of does. There's actually a day-night cycle. Like there's actually like real-time day. Like as time goes by, things will start to happen. Like your staff will actually come in at a certain time during the morning hours. Things like that. It's quite intense. This game is so detailed. It's so good. We're not going to get to cover that in this tutorial, but I wanted to point that out as how good this game is when it comes to the feeling of actually running a restaurant as the head chef. It's quite good. And you can decorate your restaurant as you unlock things, and you use the in-game money to buy new decorations, suit it how you want, and as you serve certain types of food, your restaurant actually changes style, and you will actually get more expensive prices off of just, so if I wanted to be a full sushi restaurant, after I cook so much sushi in the restaurant, it will actually evolve into a sushi restaurant, fame-wise, inside the fame with the customers, and they will expect me to serve sushi. It's quite insane. So if you wanted to be a pizza, just a pizza parlor, you can do that. It's, well, if you had the Italian DLC. But the DLCs are hella reasonable price-wise, too. They give you tons of content at a good price. Being able to pre-prep food and store it in the fridge is a cool feature. You are able to do that, yes. I will actually show that off. It's going to teach me that later. It actually kind of confused me because I didn't realize what the fridge actually looked like. It's a small fridge in the beginning. You can upgrade that and get better fridges later. But, and other workstations that we don't start with. So, it's quite detailed, but now I'm going to let the tutorial talk for us. A recipe is divided into steps. Follow them in the correct order to learn how to cook the dish. So as you can see here, we're gonna, each section is telling me how to making the French fries fully. I have to grab potatoes, take them to the chopping board, chop them in the French fries, take them to the deep fryer, cook them in the cooked French fries, and then for the shallots, they're easy. You just grab an onion, shallot, and you chop it up. The steak, you gotta get a side of beef, turn it into a beef steak on the butcher table. Then you got to take it to the cooking range. You also have to have a frying pan on that cooking range. And you got to cook the steak and the shallots together. And hold on, pending recipes. It's going to tell me in a second now. Now I'm going to get to that as well, but I'll let it read it first. You can pin a recipe to get helpful reminders when working in the kitchen without having to bring this up. So you can see right there, it also tells you what you need to cook it to. Now later on, you actually do have medium rare, well done, and basically burnt to a crisp. Do you need to clean worktops? Worktops, no. Dishes, yes. You don't have to clean your stove. That's a bit weird. But you don't, unless that's later or something. You don't have to clean your stove, but if you want to reuse your pan after you've used it on one single item, I'll put it that way. In this case, if I cook a beef steak in this pan with the shallots, once the cooking is done and I remove the steak, I have to clean the pan. Otherwise, I will be penalized for serving cooking food in a dirty pan and basically cooking it in leftovers. And it'll lose grade. It will penalize you for all that. So you will. Now, the stovetop itself, no. You don't have to clean that. But there's a lot more other stuff you're going to see that it does. They probably did that on purpose to not overwhelm the player. Because this game feels like what Cooking Simulator is, mixed with WarioWare, mixed with Dinner Dash. That old phone game where you had to rush dishes around the restaurant. Now, I don't have to do that at some point because I do have staff that will do that. The people I have to serve are only at the front counter. Or I have to give it to one of my waiters or waitresses sitting at the front counter waiting for me to give them an order. So, all right. And then at the end, you have to actually go to the plating station and plate the fries and steak together in a certain assortment. You can actually customize how you plate your stuff, which I'll show when the tutorial gets us there. So I'm going to pin it with L3, and you're going to see what happens now. First, we're going to get a little bit of story. Do you remember that recipe? It was the first one we learned in culinary school. I'm going to have a hard time keeping his voice. I thought it'd be perfect dish to open our new kitchen. I stocked the shelves with all the ingredients we need, so we can get started right away. Yeah, you normally have to do that yourself too, by the way. You have to buy the ingredients. Don't overbuy either. There is a mechanic in this game that if you leave ingredients past their expiration date in the back freezer, they're gonna go bad. And bad things are gonna happen. So, you want to buy kind of slightly over what you need at best, but not too much more. Because you're going to serve pretty much only what you're going to serve in one good night. Especially depending on your rep. You base it basically how many customers are coming in on average. Because losing 1 or 2 customers isn't too bad if you know to fix it the next night and know, okay, I'm having on an average about 5 customers, so I need about blah, 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 blah for each of these. So, depending on the dishes that are kind of coming up the most. But he did it for us for now. So, as you can see at the top right, when you can pin multiple, by the way, as well, which we'll get to later. When you pin a recipe, it goes in stages. So the first stage, or the prep stage, ingredients, it tells you all the ingredients you need to grab. So we're going to grab the vegetables first because you can't grab meat and pick up other things at the same time. It doesn't tell you that. All the recipes you have pinned from the recipe book are shown at the top right of the screen, as I just said. You definitely need to do a kitchen from hell at some point, like serve rotten food and dirty plates, etc. LOL. I will try that at some point when we want to. We'll keep Jara's playthrough to have more like experimental things we want to do. Where our serious playthrough, I'm going to use Jared, since that's my other kind of nickname / the other name I would go by in real life. So he's going to be is going to be our main chef that we're going to do like the serious stuff. The first thing we're mainly going to do next episode is probably going to be sushi. I'm immediately at some point when I get done doing some more of this game is buy the sushi stuff. I don't know. It depends on how long the story is. If it feels like it's a lot longer, then I'll probably do another episode on serious side before then. But I agree. We definitely need to see what happens when we do terrible all the time. I assume we'll just go bankrupt and people will just not come to the restaurant. But I guess we'll see. I don't think you can burn down the kitchen, sadly. Tried that. I don't think Cooking Simulator lets you do that. I will say that. But that's because the way the mechanics work on the working stations, which you will see soon enough. Start by looking at the list of ingredients and take them from the shelves. The first step of any recipe. What it should have said right there, though, note, you can't pick up any other items while carrying meat. And I mean meat in general, whether it's fish or any other thing, chicken, whatever, it doesn't matter. You cannot pick up other items while doing that. You will immediately have to go to the butcher table, cut it, and then it'll become a smaller item to carry with the rest. So I've learned, after doing this one time, the efficient way to do is grab your small stuff, your flour, your sugar, your vegetables, your fruits, whatever is required that isn't meat related at all, first. Then go grab your meat and take it, chop it up, and then go and do what's next. You'll see as I do it. Alright. So, want to use you first. And see, even the game's kind of forcing me to do that, and I never noticed that. So we want both of these. We only want one of each, because we're only making one steak. Yeah, see that we don't need right now. We just need the meat. So we need the meat. Now watch this. Watch my hands. See that? See, now I can't pick up anything anymore. You just picked up a heavy ingredient, put it on the workstation, start prepping it. So now I have to put it over here, and let's begin. So you are at a workstation. Oop, I'm going to need to move my face. Hold on. I wonder if it's going to put most of the text on that side. Let me move to the other side. There we go. Let's try that. There we go. But let's see. You were at a workstation. These stations are where you perform all different steps of your recipe. This is the wooden chopping block, or the butchering table. You can use it to prep larger and heavier ingredients like chicken, meat, or beef, pork, all kinds of stuff. Fishes, octopus technically with a certain DLC, and other things. Clams. Actually, clams are small. No, those are on the other one. This is wooden chop, but yeah, you can use it to prep larger ingredients. With the top bar, you can choose how to prep it. Now, right now, we only have a few recipes, so we don't actually get a lot of choices on any of these right now. But yeah, you would be able to switch between the different types of cuts. Like, you heard me right on that. It's not just one type of steak. Like, eventually, I will have to have certain types of cuts. Like, if it's sirloin or things like that, it's a different type of cut. So you actually have to select that cut before you initiate the minigame that will follow after. That's based on speed and accuracy. So, with the top bar, you can choose how to prep. For now, you only have one way to do this right now. Yes. When you are ready, start cutting. All right, let's do it. This is a really easy one because steak is simple. It's literally one motion. And here we go. Whoop! And we're done. Some of them are more longer than others because they want to represent the fine motions of where you have to do to chop off certain pieces of meat. But this is just a beef steak. So we grab that, and that is now in our inventory as a smaller object, which, as you can see, that means something else as well. So if I wanted to chop this up into beef choplets, like little beef tips, I'd put it up here. But this one can't do that because this isn't that type of steak. But yeah, that kind of example. But yeah, now we're going to put these up here, and we're going to start chopping. You don't have to do it in a certain order. You can just put them up there and go. That was half a cow you just cut up. It does grab too much meat. In real life, you wouldn't grab that much. I guess it assumes you're putting it back. I assume that you're putting it back in there to be used for another cut. I assume. Some animations, things do disappear, but the detail of, like, it's got that ASMR, or at least that visual ASMR type thing of satisfaction, as you're about to see. Let's do this. Hell yeah. I don't know why I enjoy this so much. Oh, so good. Then we just take both. Now we have the french fries. Now we need next section. We already did that. You see, I skipped a couple steps. So the way it works, you start with your ingredients. Then you go to step 1. It's telling me to cut the french fries and the shallots on the cutting board. Step 2, it wants me to make the french fries first, which that's actually kind of silly. I'm actually not going to do that because I have no warming plate right now, so the french fries are going to be dirt cold. So we're going to do the frying part first and let it start cooking while I cook the french fries. Which means we need step 4, which is what it's telling me to do right now at the top left. So now let's take a frying pan. Look at all these different things. If you have the DLCs, there's so many more of these. There's also the pizza. The pizza platter thing is actually already in here technically, but I think it's actually used for certain other dishes that require you to push things deeper into an oven. Things like that. Either way, we need a frying pan. And we place it here. And then now, I'm going to do what I already know it to do, even though it didn't teach me this the first time, as you're about to see. When you're in a workstation, you can access all the recipes you have unlocked for now. You can only prepare a cooked steak. To start cooking, make sure to put all the ingredients you need for the recipe in your inventory. Place the ingredients down one by one, or use place all to put them all down at once. Once all ingredients are ready, you can start. Which placing all is not any penalty, because that's not the cooking segment. That's separate. This is just to be able to start the process. So you can do a lot of prep work in this game, depending on what you're going to do, and have multiple stations ready to cook something. It gets quite insane. It's going to take me a while to get it good at this game. But let's close that. Alright, so, what it wants me to do is place this down, and place that down. And you start cooking. Now, normally, if you don't need to add it immediately into the recipe and you refine the recipe, you can put it down during cooking, or at least certain things. So we're going to start that. Now we're on this portion. Now I'm going to see if the tutorial kicks in first. There it is. So I'm going to read this and then I'm going to explain what all these little menus mean. It gets even more insane depending on if you need to do well done or you need to do this. You've got to flip and cook both sides technically, but it hasn't gotten to that point yet. While cooking on a range, various actions can be performed depending on the recipe. With heat strengths, you can slow down or speed up the cooking. That's actually really important because sometimes you need to let it cook slower while you do something else to be more efficient. To get dishes out faster. I can't talk. So, because it allows you to start one dish and then kind of just start working on the other one and focusing on it. Something I should have done when the main part of the tutorial kicked in, but I didn't realize how to truly, really respect that. You can also turn on or stop current cooking. Basically, you can turn on and off the stove or oven. There is actually instances, even though it didn't make me do this right now, even though it should have, you preheat. Some things require preheating the pan to make it as hot as possible. So, yeah, and be careful not to let any food stay on a range being turned off for too long. And we've not even gotten into spices yet either. Because you'll note that the shallots were added at the very beginning, at the simmer stage. Where technically the shallots are better to be added at stage 1. As it's going to teach us later. That some ingredients are better later during a hotter temperature or something like that. And here comes the flipping part. Use flip to flip the food. Use flip to flip your food. Which, you see how on the right side, let's go to the next page, you can check the level of doneness for each side of the food on that little picture. So on a steak, it's different colors depending on what you're trying to cook both sides of. If it's beef or chicken or something like that. Cooking it all the way through and stuff like that. I think chicken's slightly different, but for the steak, you'll see that pattern, that checker pattern will appear when one side is completely done. This is your, depending on how you're trying to cook the steak, this is your sign to tell you to flip it or not flip it. If you're trying to make each side a little bit more well done, which it'll get into later, you want to even go past that a little bit. Like you can see right there, see how it's pink? That's rare. That side is rare. So, if you're trying to go like medium rare, you actually kind of only want a level heatness 2. You'll see it later how it works. Both sides will still register if they're well done, but they're not. And it'll get into that in a little bit. But you still want to cook both sides to that checker pattern in this game, or you'll fail. Because the way it does the other portion is a little different. But now we need to flip, because that side is done. It also visually shows it on the meat, too. But it's easier just to pay attention to the flip symbol. Oh, I should have been, you know what I should have been doing? I just thought about that. Well, now I'm going to have to. Let me go ahead and start the fryers before that burns. Oh, no, it won't. Oh, right, the tutorial don't let me, actually. be smart about that. But you see how that's dirty. But it also says it's preheated because I didn't turn off the stove. So now we need to make the french fries. So I already know how to do this, so turn on that. So the oil has to be at full. The only difference with oil cooking or frying something, just like in real life, the oil has to be preheated and has to already be that color right there. So now we add the fries. And you'll see in my inventory the steak has a temperature that it'll go up to. And that'll slowly get cold. As you see, it just went down. So now we gotta go prep it. Gotta be quick about it. And there we go. Here we go. It's gonna do a default plating, and then we're allowed to change it if we want for the next plate. Like that. This game makes me hungry every time. Alright, this is the... Alright, now for the part that... Because of... That was pretty bland. I added no salt and pepper. I didn't add the shallots during phase 1 when they would have cooked a little bit better. Things like that. There's no specific doneness either. Right now, this is considered a... Technically medium rare. Because we only went to level 1 of doneness. It immediately started trying to burn instead of triggering the next phase. Which also determines technical execution as well. This is the technical execution grade. It represents how well the dish was done. Follow each step of the recipe exactly to achieve the best possible grade. For example, flip the meat so that it's cooked on both sides. Improve your technical execution. This grade represents the quality of the ingredients used, rated from 1 to 4 stars. Produce quality depends on your supplier. You actually can lose reputation in this game if you're using cheap suppliers who may charge you less for bulk, but they're crappy. It's crap, like produce, like crappy tomatoes, things like that. Things like that. So you have to be careful of that too. This game is really detailed. Produce quality depends on supplier. So we're a basic supplier. Can you level up your character, unlock cooking perks? That I don't know. I haven't made it far enough to know. I know you unlock recipes and stuff like that, so maybe. Like you can actually use it. There's a research station to my left. It's going to show that, but I don't know if it does that. Yeah, I remember you. Welcome back. Welcome to Phase VR. Or FXDVR. Usually when people type like, I feel like you're probably saying fade, but who knows? Or phase, one or the other. But yeah, that's how the technical execution happens on that. So we're done with that. Now we got to talk to Kasim because we don't have any customers. That was a test plate. That's how you make your plates better by when you add ingredients. Fade, okay. It seems you're already getting the hang of it. Working in a kitchen again. But I think the recipe is missing a little something. I added some notes to the recipe book. Take a look. Yep, now it's going to change. Now it's going to add seasoning. I bet. The recipe book can be updated. You can now find cooking tips. There are several criteria that affect your grade. Respecting cooking times and adding ingredients at the right cooking phases, adding the correct spices, performing chef actions like flipping and other things. Also not cooking in a dirty pan. Although there are some cooking tips for certain recipes, ironically do want you to cook in a more used pan because it adds more flavor to it. It's called pre-cooking the pan. Because it adds like a cook-off flavor kind of thing. Not all recipes do this. Follow the cooking tips to get better technical execution grades. The higher the grade, the better the dishes are. So now you're going to know something funny. Alright, so all of this is the same, you can see. Potatoes, make french fries, make shallots, cut the beef into a steak, cook the shallots in there, but look at the details have changed in the grading criteria for the cooking phase. Now, it wants me to add the shallots, the onions, to phase 1 when the pan is hotter. And it wants me to add salt and pepper. It wants me to add salt and pepper to the recipe as well somewhere in the phase. It'll teach us how to do spices once we start cooking again. Remember to flip the food, bonus possible, perfectly seasoned. Yeah. Yeah, those are, and it'll tell you what the perfect bonuses we can get. This one also still is skipping well done, medium well, and medium rare. It's skipping that phase. That won't be till the next part of the tutorial, which also adds more bonuses if you cook that right. But all right, we're literally making the same recipe. Let's go. Oh, I didn't pin it. Crap. There we go. Let me grab my seasonings, right. Oh, it won't let me. The tutorial also forces you to do certain things automatically. Yeah, see, it wants me to take it because this recipe doesn't call for cooking the pan. So now we got to clean the pan, or this will take away a grade as well. She doesn't rinse it. She just puts water in it and it magically cleans it. That's the one animation that's kind of like lacking, but to be fair, there's so many animations in this game, I don't think it's required, to be fair. Alright, so let's grab you again, grab our beef again, another part of the cow. I do wish the meat actually showed cuts off of it, though. That'd be kind of cool. But once again, not required or needed. Whoop! Alright, now we'll go over here. Alright, get out of that. Don't forget to grab the spices before you start cooking. This will save you from running back and forth. I would have done that if you had let me when I walked past it. It's next to the recipe book. I'd have grabbed those first. Alright, so let's get back to... Alright, cooking on the range is divided into cooking phases. Start, or simmer as I call it, first and second phase. Ingredients and phases. Every ingredient cooks at its own pace, and that's why the shallots weren't as good. They burnt because they were in there too long. They can only go through 2 whole phases. Because it was there from the start, it actually burnt them by the second phase. So, every ingredient cooks at its own pace. The recipe shows at which phase each ingredient should be added to the cooking to cook it perfectly. All ingredients shown at the start phase are required to start cooking. The remaining ingredients should be added during the respective cooking phases to achieve better technical execution. You can enable the recipe reminders option and preferences to have these indicators visible while using the range, which we don't have that turned on, but that is, when we finally beat the tutorial, there's some quality of life things you can turn on and off depending on how hard or easy you want the game to be. Like, you can make customers don't have patience, like they never get impatient and leave on you and stuff like that. You can have cooking, you can make it where you can't burn items, they stay on the range permanently without burning them, things like that. Or in this case, it'll tell me while cooking where each one is supposed to be added, and I don't have to memorize it. Like, I don't have to keep it in the back of my head. So, that's the only one I turned on. The only one I turned on was the one that lets me see it in the phases. Just because this game already gives me a WarioWare feel. I kind of prefer it that way. The rest I kept turned off, though. I want to make it as challenging as possible. But that one seems just like a quality of life kind of better thing to have turned on. Yeah, we saw that, so close that. Alright, so now, you notice now all we need is the steak. And now we can start. I'm going to turn the heat down a little bit. Because we're going to go, oh, it won't let me season yet, never mind. I would have seasoned on the starting part, but never mind. So, Let it go into phase 1. Now we turn the heat down. Now we add the shallots. And now we turn the heat back up until it tells me season. Time to flip it. It's probably going to be in phase 2 is when it's going to want me to add the seasoning, which it doesn't really matter when you add seasoning, which is why I do it in the start. There it is. It's time to add spices to your dish. Open your spice inventory with the seasoning. What's cool about this mode, and I think they did this because you're going to be so stressed out already when you start really serving customers. When you do seasoning, it does pause. It will pause the cooking process, just so you can use your chef senses to tell how much seasoning you're missing, which you'll see what I mean. The Spidey Chef. It's time to add spices to your dish. Open the spice inventory. The spices you have used so far are shown at the top right of where the steak symbol is up there. You can see right next to the picture. Each dose added contributes to seasoning the dish. Start by adding a pinch of each spice indicated in the recipe. This will guarantee the dish will at least taste nice. So now we hit triangle. We add one of each for now. Once the dish has been seasoning, you can use your chef senses to find the right balance of flavors. Oh man. Hold on, I'm gonna move my face to the top. I'm better up here. Okay, at least for now. Alright, so follow the instructions to season the dish properly. If there's only a little bit of spice missing, just add a single dose. Be careful, a dose of seasoning added to a meal can't be removed. Yeah, you can add as much as you want, but you can't take away, just like real life. So be careful. Adjust the seasoning until you hit the perfect balance. Finding the perfect balance takes time, but it will be appreciated by your customers. So now we hit triangle. Not enough black pepper, so we do another black pepper. Now we do it again. Perfect. And now we hit circle. It does pause the cooking time. I don't know how that happens, but I think that's just so you can always make sure you get a chance to do your bonus right and add in your extra bonuses. Now oh, and look at that. I'm going to take it, but you see that, chat? I'm going to take it now. You saw how I had a like a medium well, medium, and then well done? This is also why I kept this preheated. Now, we will have a warming table to keep our food warm, and as it should be later on in the tutorial. Right now, Kasim's not really eating this. We could throw that dish away, technically, at this point. But me cooking it slightly more may have made it last longer, so we can plate it. Now it's going to teach us about plating. Finished. Okay. The food you cook should be arranged on the plate in an appetizing way. Customize the dish to your liking. You can change the look of your plating from this screen. And we have to do that because it didn't let me go out of this last time, so. This is the plating editor. This is where you customize the appearance of your dishes. Plating is done in a series of steps. To confirm a step, use the next step and go to the next step. First, start by choosing a plate. You can also place mini dishes, which add extra volume to the plating and can hold sauces. Then place the dish components to create your own plating. A minimum quantity of each component is required before you can proceed to the next step. The final step is to add decorative touches and add your creativity to the dish. Alright, so in this case, like I did last time, I'm going to go the same plate. We're going to go, I like the black color plates. I can't do purple plates, so maybe later on. Maybe there's ways to unlock different colors. We're going to go black plating. We're going to go the same ramekin I used, which is this one. can customize the size of the ramekin if you do this as well. It's quite good. Because sauce we don't really need much of. Put that there. Then next step, now I gotta get the beef in there. Actually, we should lay the... Should we lay the potatoes on the meat or lay the meat on the potatoes? We'll lay the potatoes on the meat. So that's on there. You have to have a minimum, by the way. You'll notice they have check marks beside the... Oh, and even in here, you can choose what shape and what type of French fries you want to get. But you'll notice on the right, you have to have a minimum amount in order for it to actually, like, fill up. So in this case, since we know it's French fries, we want French fries. So like there. Now we can shrink the other one down to fit on the plate. Oh shit, I didn't mean to do that. Damn it. This is the weird thing about the UI though. Hold on. Let me put the steak back on there. I'm gonna lean you way over there. Back to the potatoes. So we need a full-size potato first. That. Then we need to shrink them down. There we go. Can I just stack them on each other? I can. So that's our French fries. Nice. Kind of in the corner around the beef. Okay, there we go. Now we need shallots. The cooked kind, because we did them properly this time. So like that, nice. Now we need our sauce. Get that good old A1 steak sauce. Okay. Next step. Now we add garnishes, which I'm going to put some ketchup under the French fries. Just like last time. Looks like a strip of blood. Let's add some, what's it called? It's like I did last time. Some garnish, man. Gotta add that garnish. Okay. Add that garnish. Is there any rosemary? There is. We can put some rosemary on the fries. As small as it goes, okay. Let's turn it like that way. Some like rosemary twigs. There. 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 One more there. Nice. Save plating. Okay. You can create multiple plating layouts for the same dish. This is where you choose which one you'd like to use for your service. Feel free to take a photo of your dish. Alright, let's zoom in on this beautiful, beautiful dish. Yeah, hold on. Let's look at it from this angle, like this. Get some of that, yeah. Use this plating, used in restaurant, nice. Quit out. And there it is! Nice. I do love the attention to detail this game allows. That's a real steak dinner. Alright, let's talk to Kasim, I assume. You're done with the dish? It smells amazing. You obviously haven't lost your cooking skills. What do you think? What do you think? Are you happy with it, or would you rather keep working on the recipe? I'm happy with the dish. Especially this time, more so than last time. Great. I must say, it's fantastic to see you working in the kitchen again. It's getting late, though. We should go home. We have a big day tomorrow. There's the bar that'll be set up. Wait, is it already 9? Shoot, time is flying by. We need to hurry up. I may have to go initiate food now, chat, and or see what I've got to eat. And I may have to take a quick break and come back. I didn't realize it was already 9 already. Jeez. I may have to do this in 2 parts, and I just take a small break from shooting until this weekend. The dining room is ready. I've set up all the furniture. And since our grand opening is in 2 days, it's the perfect time to brush up on the basics before the big day. Hello, anybody here? So you're the ones opening the new restaurant. I'm Max. Welcome to our city. We'll see each other a lot. I'm sure. I do the deliveries for all the produce suppliers around here. You're one person. That seems really inefficient. I also take the orders, so we'll be talking often too. I'm looking forward to it. It's like a Stardew Valley level of logic. One person is handling all the orders for multiple companies. That seems inefficient. It's like, but before I go, what it probably should have said in this region probably would make more sense. I've got some leftover stock from a previous delivery, so I thought I'd just leave it with you. But not a word to my boss, okay? Consider it a gift. I'll leave you my number. Good luck with everything. I'll see you around. Wait, the delivery girl gave us free produce? That's amazing. We'll have to think of somehow. What are you thinking, Kasim? That's my Jared self. I thought the same thing. Take a look at the research table. See if those ingredients can be used in new recipes. All right, new contact, Max. You have met Max, who is in charge of deliveries for your restaurant. She will sometimes drop by to let you know about discounts offered by suppliers. To the research station. Research recipes. Use the research table to learn new recipes. By spending knowledge points, or KP, you can unlock brand new recipes. These points are earned each time you cook a dish. Keep in mind the higher grade you receive for these dishes, the more knowledge points you earn. The recipes are categorized by level, from basic meals to sophisticated dishes. The more sophisticated recipes will become available as you level up. They are more complicated to make, but they allow you to earn more money. The recipes you already own can also be developed into higher level dishes. If you prepare a dish enough times, you can unlock the ability to improve it and its level using the recipe book. So yeah, so technically there's a bunch of others. There's Theo. Right now it seems like we've got a lot of French and Italian ones. The irony is I do think I think a lot of the recipes in here are mixed already. Like they're already, like basically like they're from multiple countries, but the DLCs add even more in. It'd actually be kind of cool to see even an American like specific, kind of more like homemade country kind of cooking kind of style, kind of DLC, if that's not in here already. So we need Capri basil, I remember. Capris and basil, which is just mozzarella and tomatoes with some capris. Once I've made it at least once, I can put it on the menu. New ingredients have been unlocked. We now have the basil, capri, tomatoes, or the capri, the tomatoes, the mozzarella, sugar, and we now can make balsamic. My. Basically, we can make balsamic vinegar. And we need to also unlock sole, minoa, and green beans. You have unlocked this recipe, and that has unlocked butter. I forget what that is. Not sure. Oil? Not sure. Green beans, flour, and the fish to be breaded in the flour. Nice. New tutorial. Oh, I need to go to my recipe book. Alright, table of contents. Unpin. Table of contents. We want to pin both of you. Pin you as well. I do want to open something up though. With a hot pan, okay, so has to be a completely hot pan for the fish. I meant to go in the other one. And for the Capri, just perfectly seasoned. Nothing special. Okay. Alright, so let's make the Capri first. It's a little easier. So we're gonna need sugar, balsamic. Oh, it's olive oil. That's what it is. And mozzarella. Then we're gonna want you. This doesn't have any meat in it, so it should be good as it is. So then next we want to start cooking the balsamic. We've got to get us a saucepan. Put it on there. Let's turn it on. Let's get it going. We have to sit here and stir this, so I'm gonna put it on low though once it gets to stage 1, so we can stir it. Alright, stir. And we have to stir this or it will stick every now and then. So I'm gonna put it on low cook. I need to look at the other stage. We gotta chop it up. Okay, well hold on. Let me check it. Let me reset the stir real quick. Okay, now we're good. I've gotta learn how long I can let something go. Alright, now we gotta cut up the mozzarella and the tomatoes. Okay, then we gotta prep it. Let me check the balsamic. Yeah, it's doing good. Let me stir it real quick before I go make it. Yeah, low simmering the balsamic seems to be the way to go. You can do stuff in the background. Alright. Gotta go to the mixing or assembling station here. Oh, we didn't pick up our stuff. I think we need the balsamic, don't we? We can pre-put it down though. There we go. Now we need the balsamic. So now I'm going to baby this and put it on a higher cooking thing so we can get to it quicker. Oh wait, don't we need seasoning? Hold on. We need seasoning. Almost forgot. Let's actually, oh, it won't let me do seasoning right now. I guess you don't need to do seasoning on this one. That's strange. I thought I did. I could have sworn I had to season this. Maybe I can only season it in the beginning. Weird. Oh well, that's fine. I think you can do it yourself no matter what when it comes to later on. Like, you just do it your way. Okay, now we go over here and we assemble. It's B rank balsamic. Yeah, I could have made that better. Alright, start assembling. Take. Now I need to assemble it over here. Nice, new recipe unlocked. I'm not gonna worry about the plating. You can't get much fancier than that. Now we gotta make the other one. Let me take you. I'm not gonna worry about cleaning you right now. We're gonna need we gotta make green beans, but we also gotta fry the fish. Because we're not worried about quality right now. This is just testing and learning the recipe. Oh wait, it needs water. Butter, flour, olive oil. Gotta grab the fish. That's beef. Go make us some filet. I already know how to do that, so. There we go. Nice. Take the filet. Alright, it wants me, yeah, then it wants me to batter it, yep. Okay. Take it. Next is green beans. This needs to be boiling. So we gotta let that boil. I'm gonna go ahead and put the green beans down though. What other we gotta do? We gotta get another frying pan. Go clean this while that boils. Aha, we're ready. Alright. Not enough salt. Perfect. Beautiful. Okay, so that's easy. We can just let that go to max. Because it's hard to burn green beans. And I need this stovetop anyways. I'm going to cook it a little past its normal so the heat will try to stay in them. Just look how many you get. You get like 4 of them, but there's no what's it called to put them on, so I'm just going to hold on to them. Need to get you off there. Grab you, put you, and I need to turn it on. Yep, I know. Some things need to be boiled, some things need to be preheated on the pan. Yep. Turn it on. Put my olive oil and my fish, but don't start yet. I gotta wait for it to get hot. It looks like it's preheated. Yep. Okay. So now the butter comes in later. It comes in at stage 1. Let's cook fish fast. Fish cooks fast, so. Add in the butter at stage 1. I do wonder if it'd be better to throw the green beans back in here with it, but oh well. I wonder if there's a way to make that kind of dish. Because you see the green beans are starting to get cold. Take. Okay. Now we need to go assemble it, yep. One of the green beans, one of that, let's go. Sadly, the green beans got cold just as I got here. So there's some cold green beans. It's still an A+ because of execution though, because I did so many good things in other places. You can kind of cancel certain errors or problems in certain places. Nice. Alright, now we have to talk to Kasim again. I've finished setting up the storeroom. We can order our produce starting tomorrow. Or, I've finished setting up the storeroom. We can order our produce starting tomorrow. I saw what you did with those 2 dishes. They look delicious. Do you want to keep working on them, or do you want to try something else? No, they're good. Let's move on. We'll work on them later. It's great to see you so enthusiastic. By the way, I invited Max, the delivery girl, to eat here tomorrow night. It's a chance for us to thank her for the extra produce, and we can have a practice service, you in the kitchen and me in the dining room. I think we've done all we can do for today. We deserve a rest. I'll see you tomorrow. We're almost done with the tutorial, so I'm just going to blow through it. This is the last segment, is doing the menu and doing the ordering items. It's all going to be done in one day. So, I don't know how you set price yet. I think it's based on quality versus something else I haven't unlocked yet to be able to change the price easily. I think you're not allowed to do... Oh, by the way, here's our coffee thing. This is where we'll eventually be able to make coffee and stuff. I do hope they add a barista one, because we already have a bar that looks like it clearly will work. Hey, look at that. Don't know if it does yet or not. I haven't made it that far. I just installed the blackboard. Doesn't it look great? That's where we'll write down the dishes. That's where we'll write down the dishes our customers can order. So, what's on the menu for tonight? Come on and find me in the storeroom once you've decided. You choose the dishes for the evening service from the blackboard. Based on the dishes you select, your menu evolves and you start to specialize in certain cuisine, which is what I was telling about earlier. As you level up your dishes, you will become more sophisticated. Putting these more advanced dishes on the menu will raise your prestige of your restaurant in that way as well. So if you have prestigious sushi, you become a sushi restaurant, eventually. The dishes on the menu will determine the ingredients you need for the evening service. So we want to add one of each because they're going to do one of each, I assume. Or maybe I should try just one. I don't know. Can I get away with that? The easiest one to make would be this. This would take the least prep time. Well, I say that. Balsamic takes forever to cook. Although if I just make sure it's prepped and just cook it at high speed, it should be easy. Like start at a simmer, assemble everything else, then put it on high. We'll put the fish on there too. Can I get away with that? You have to have a minimum of 3 dishes. Never mind. Alright. I can't cheese it. Cheese it with mozzarella cheese. Welcome to the storeroom. Welcome to the storeroom. This is where we place our orders for produce and ingredients. Everything stays in the fridges until we place them in the kitchen shelves. I'll let you take a look around. But don't forget to put in an order. We can't cook without ingredients. Yeah, I'll do the same setup I did last time. So this is where we learn about quality, and you can lose reputation if you buy cheap. This is the market. You can order fresh produce from suppliers here. Each tile represents a different supplier. Look at what they offer and add the produce you want to your cart. You can check the ingredients you need for the evening service here. Your needs will vary depending on what dishes are on the menu. Make sure to have all the produce you need in the cart before you place the order. So, alright. So you see how those down arrows are a thing, chat? Those are the ones that will drop your rep because you're buying cheap. Now, the only thing I'm going to buy cheap for now is this one. The one that requires 5. Because I can buy 6 and get a discount and actually pay less. So we're going to do this. Just like last time. So look what would happen if I bought 5. I'm actually a penny cheaper. But if I were to go down here and do it, you see how it's still about the same around that aspect. It depends on the money you want to spend and what you're trying to jip on and what you're not. And how much your rep is. Now we're going to buy from this for these. That should cancel it out a little bit. And we'll buy one fish, one of those. Because you see how I'm losing responsibility, right? Because I'm buying cheap, that's what that is, responsibility. So, let's buy one more fish from here. Responsibility is now canceled out. So now buying cheap up here isn't hurting my responsibility. And then we'll go middle of the ground for the last piece of meat. Or the last piece of meat and the last, let's go, yeah. That's 47. That's that's extremely reasonable with only 200. You have selected the produce needed for the evening services. You can place your order once you have checked your invoice. From your invoice, you can check the details of your order. Note that your responsibility might be affected by the origin of the produce you buy. And don't forget to place your order before leaving the market. Yep.
Got it.
Great, the delivery is on its way. In the meantime, you can put the finishing touches to the dining room. Yep, next we do that. Which is here. To go into design mode, use one of the renovation stations inside your restaurant. You have two. One next to your storeroom door, and another next to your office. In the design mode, you can move each workstation. You can also add new ones if you own them. You can have more than one of them. You can have more of one of the same workstation. Interact with workstations while in design mode to open the catalog and choose which stations you want in which locations. For a kitchen layout to be valid, you need at least one of each station required for the day's menu. So we want to add a range. Oh wait, hold on. I switched this around because it made it easier on me. I put pans here. And then the extra stovetop here. And then the warming table next to them. These are the heat lamps. You can use them to keep finished dishes and prepped ingredients warm. Check the temperature indicator on the icon of your dishes and food to view their current temperature. Each dish and any food that becomes cold automatically loses in ingredient quality, like the beans, like the green beans. You will also lose satisfaction points on the service rating if you serve cold food to a customer. Hold on, there's something I gotta do. Oh, decorate the rest, yeah, dining room. Now we can customize. I'm just gonna customize the bar because this stuff costs us money in here to change this, so we're just gonna change the bar's background like I did last time. You can now customize your dining room by interacting with the furniture you want to change. Some decor has a theme, like bistro or trattoria, or a sushi shop if you have the Japanese DLC, or the Tokyo DLC. Having multiple pieces of furniture of the same theme will create a certain mood for the restaurant/room. You also have access to a catalog for the kitchen and the dining room. Use the money you earn during services to buy new items. You can then customize the restaurant to suit your style. Which, I'm going to do table for her.
There's your order.
Ooh. Ah, the placemat can be a different color. Oh, wow. There's a lot of detail to this. Oh. That's cool. We're going to make hers look more like a trattoria, like an Italian restaurant. I may turn her into our pizza guru, an Italian guru, like Italian food for the Italian DLC down the road. So you know what? Might as well prep for that, I guess. So that looks good. No, black is okay. Yeah, those are better. Alright. Oh, wait, hold on. Well, I changed one table and forgot to give it to the rest of them, but that's okay. This is the fancy table. Hey, Max is here. What's up, Max? Here's your first delivery. I've already put everything in your fridges, so no need to worry about that. By the way, produce will drop in quality if you leave it in the storeroom too long, so watch out for that. And they also have an expiration date, so keep that in mind because you only want to serve fresh dishes to your customers. Oh, and I got Kasim's message. Thanks for the invite. See you soon. Alright, so first we gotta check the stock management. This is to show what I have in stock and how much of it I have. Surprisingly, for some reason, nothing is in the freezer. You must be able to freeze stuff for another day later on down the road. Because there's 0 out of 10 on that one, and it's a different color than the others. And it only can store, looks like, the fish or the meat of any kind. Also, you can do vegetarian, as you see at the bottom. You can't enable the vegetarian restaurant option because your menu contains fish or meat, which is really dope. That's cool that that's an option, too, if you want to go full vegetarian restaurant. And then now we take the crate and we go pick up everything. We just want to take everything, basically. Like last time. Oh yeah, you want to put it in, that's how you put it in there, I assume. Oh, that one's full, okay. Oh, that's right, we bought an extra one. Now we take it to the shelves. Do you remember what your cooking instructor told you? He used to say, always prepping in advance is key to success. With the new delivery, you can start prepping for this evening's practice service. Max and I will act like regular customers, so make sure you've prepared some things in advance, just like any other day. Yeah, but it really limits me on what it wants me to grab, is what sucks. So we gotta get... I think, am I even allowed to use that on them? Even if I grab the wrong thing? I'm gonna grab the ones it wants me to do first. It wants me to prep the mozzarella, so I'll grab that. I'll grab the tomato as well. Mozzarella. It wants me to chop the shallots early too. Probably the french fries, I assume, as well. It wants me to flour the sole early as well too. So we're gonna need flour. So chopped shallots, french fries, tomatoes as well. I did grab that. Alright, cool. Oh, you can only do 3. Alright, cool. Let's do it. Okay, oops, I didn't grab them. Okay, now I gotta do the fish. You'd have more time in an actual one, so failing this doesn't really actually matter. But, because in a real restaurant, I actually get like a good simulated amount of time before customers get here to actually prep my own way and get what I know I'm going to be serving prepped. Now we gotta flour it. No, not that one. That one. Oh. There we go. Now we want to store all this in the refrigerator. And I have to remember I have all this and don't need to chop half of this. But this is why prepping certain things, it prepped some weird choices. I don't know if I'd have prepped the fish first. I think I would have prepped probably the balsamic because it doesn't need to be hot. It can be any temperature. I would have prepped the balsamic because it takes the longest. I'd have prepped chopping up, of course, these two as always. The shallots are also seem kind of pointless to do that then because the steak only needs one. French fries same way, like it seems a little. This makes sense. The flour, since you have to flour it and cut it, takes longer. So, but we basically want all of these in here. Now it wants me to cook green beans on the cooking range, yeah, because now it wants me to prep green beans. This is also something I would have done ahead of time. This one I agree with, because this does take a little bit amount of time as well. Let's also go ahead and turn that on. Green beans. Wait for the bubbles. You can physically start seeing it bubble. There we go. Alright, get them green beans. Let me get the salt and pepper. Hold on. Something tells me we're going to need the salt and pepper. Okay, let's start. Missing a lot of salt, so that's 2. Okay, that's 3. So a lot means 3. Perfect. Alright. Start boiling. Alright. Take. I should have just turned it off, but place. That'll keep the green beans warm. Now what does it want me to do? Talk to Kasim. Okay, will it let me do anything else now? No. See, it turns everything off. That sucks. Yeah. The tutorial almost sets you up to kind of fail, and I wonder if that's to teach the player what it looks like to not make enough time. Like it's on purpose, like to show me how important prepping really is. It's only doing half the prepping for me to show me that you need to do even more than that. Especially in the beginning when it's just me back there in the kitchen. You're doing great. Or you're doing great. We'll be able to have Max come for service. You can go in the kitchen. I'll welcome her and take her order. Yeah, so now we gotta be fast about this. I'm gonna make hers first, so she can get a little bit of her meal up and running. The customer's orders are usually taken by the servers, but since this is only a practice servers, Kasim and Max will give their orders directly. Once the tables have made their choice, their orders will be shown at the top, which now I need to move my face back to where I had it. Once the tables have made their choice, their orders are shown at the top of the screen. To help you, the recipes for all the dishes on the are automatically pinned when service begins. Don't forget, you can use all the food you previously stored on the warmer and the refrigerator. Alright, yeah, so let's make the balsamic now. We need to get that going now. A table is placed in order, yep. A table left waiting too long will become impatient and lose points for service. With the second cooking range you've installed, you can cook 2 foods at the same time. That is the idea. Alright, let's go. So let's grab the balsamic. We're also going to need, sugar. We're going to cook the fish at the same time. I need a saucepan. Okay, so we need 2 things. So first, let's grab saucepan. Put you there. Oh. Let's preheat you. Well, actually, we can just go ahead and start that. Why is it not letting me stir? Oh, it's not there anymore. Wow, okay, that's weird. I think that's a bug. Oh, you know what it is? Probably because I'm not on that step. But that's fine, okay. Oh, I need to turn the cooking down. Okay, so I need to grab a frying pan. Put that up there. Need to grab salt and pepper, just in case it did get rid of them. Need to grab my fish. We need to put... Oh, I need the oil. Hold on, let me stir real quick. So I need to grab my oil. Olive oil. Turn that on. Go ahead and put you down. Butter comes later. Stir you. Okay. You're preheated. We can start you now. This doesn't need seasoning, so I can just add the butter once we get to this stage. Butter. Okay. Need to stir. How's her patience doing? Okay, I guess. Turn that down for just a second. I gotta go grab the other stuff. We gotta speed it up. So we need mozzarellas and we need sliced tomatoes. Let me go stir. Let's go over here, put this down. So we need that. Okay. So let the fish cook slower now. It's good. So let's turn you up now. Let's stir you and then crank it up. Alright, crank it up. Wait for it. I'm going to stir it again one last time when it gets a little closer. Right there. Get that stickiness out. Take it. Oh, that might have been... Oh, no, it's balsamic cream. That's what we want. Oh, let me check the fish. Fish is still stage 2. She's safe. Oh, the next... He started his now. We'll have to start that soon. Okay, icon is indicated. Yep. You may need to cook the meat for a longer or shorter time. Yep, okay. Well, let's, Oh, quick. That. Start it. Quick. Quick while the fish is cooking. Take it. How's the fish looking? Still got time. Let's go assemble it and give this to her. That. Oh, I don't have the thing. There we go. I forgot to have it ahead of time. Serve dish. Serve dish. Okay, that delayed it. We gotta get the fish. Gotta get that fish ready to go. Turn it up. Take it. We gotta grab some green beans. Use. No. What? How do I get the green beans? What? Oh, there we go. Go. She's about to run out of time. I gotta be faster than that. I'm getting better. I was faster than last time. We're still gonna probably mess up cutscenes. Come on, stop. Hurry up. Hurry up. Yeah, it's good. Great. Go. We barely did it. Alright, now we gotta cook meat. Gotta cook that meat. Gotta get that steak. Oh god. Grab it. Yep. Grab. I'm just gonna grab another frying pan. It's faster. Frying pan. Right there. Preheat hot. Put that there. We need the french fries. Oh, we need to start, what's it called? Hold on. We need, turn you on. That's hot. We can start cooking the steak. Oops, wrong button. We're gonna turn it down. I'm gonna go get the shallots. Shallots, french fries, yes. Turn it back up. Let me get it to stage 2. Add that. I need to move my face. It's still cooking that side. Let me turn it down. And then we're gonna go put french fries in. It needs to be flipped. Got it. Use heat lamp. Put that there for a second. Oh, do we need seasoning? We do probably. I'm missing a lot. So 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Oh, too much black pepper. Oh, well, okay. Oh, well. So it can be 2, 2, 3. So safe is just 2. If it says a lot, do 2 and check again. Roger. Alright, cook faster. You can cook faster now. Get that other side done. Both are done. Let's give it a little bit more heat. Right there. Okay, now we take the french fries. And let's go assemble. And there's our fancy plating we made, which is nice. Serve dish. Boom. He became impatient. Yeah, we barely didn't make it. We were faster than the last time I did this, but... Yeah, 85 for table 1 because I got to her right before she got impatient. Damn. For some reason, Kasim was a little lower. Did I misstep somewhere? Was I supposed to add french fries, salt to the french fries? I actually wonder if that's the thing. Normally he's like 70, not 60, so I must not done as good on his steak. Or something. Maybe it's better to add the seasoning in the beginning. Oh, it was too much black pepper, that's right. I forgot. Yeah, it was too peppery. Peppery steak. Pepper steak. But yeah, she loved hers almost. Your customers had a nice time. Nice. Nice. Yeah, and it tells you what they mostly did and what your worst thing. Slightly waited too long, but everything else was good. Waited too long and have one not cooked as ordered. It had too much pepper. Thanks for the meal. It was simple food, but it really hit the spot. You'll have clients lining up around the block for sure. For a practice service, it went really well. It gives me a lot of confidence for a grand opening. Now that our guest has gone, it's time to clean up the kitchen. It's the evening ritual. I still have a couple of things to take care of before we open, so I'll leave you to it. Well, tomorrow is the big day. I'll meet you here at noon. Get some rest, and in the meantime, good night. Nice. We made more money than I did on the other one. Not by much more, but only because hers was higher, his was worse. If I'd done better on his, then we would have been okay. Wonder if this can stay here the entire night. Can I put this in here? Well, it's hot right now, right? I have to wait till it gets cold, so let's let him cool down. Let's clean up our kitchen. Prep us for tomorrow. And we might show this off one more time this week, because my week this week is going to be kind of crazy. So we may wait till the weekend or Sunday to resume where we left off on everything. We'll see how tomorrow goes. If I have more time tomorrow, we're doing Halo. If not, we'll do this for the fun of it. Oops. Just as a filler game for now. Okay. Put everything back up. Wow, this is taking forever to get cold. It should be cold now, yeah. Can I put the green beans in here and just rewarm them in a pile of boiling water? Let's see. No, I cannot. So it can't be cooked at all, even if it's not hot. Okay. So these gotta go in the trash. Wasted green beans of the day. Luckily one makes 4, so it's not too bad. Available. I have to start a new day. Okay, I think that's everything I've... Oh, I need to turn off stoves and stuff. You're off. You're probably not over here. Nope. Alright. But yeah, I'll get more efficient as prep time as time goes on. Oh, that's closed at the end of the day. Okay. What the heck is that? Oh, what? Oh, there must be a music thing we can change. Can I pull the fire alarm? No. You would think we'd come back here and wash dishes, but I guess that's for the big... This is the plate washing area is what this is. I don't know if we actually run this yet or not. We haven't made it that far. Maybe when there's normally tables, I have to come out here during closing and pick these up and take them to the washroom. Is what I'm assuming. I'm not allowed to customize anymore? Hold on. I want to change my tables to match for her side. Oh no. Where's my office at? Back here? There it is. Up, unavailable. Okay. Ah, this is why we started back here. We come in through here. Ah. Okay. Alright, we'll leave it here for now. That's about where I made it last time. That's about the same place I made it in the last playthrough, so. Alright. That's cool. Like I said, this game is really awesome. Now, of course, if you're not into cooking and cooking simulators and things like that, you're probably not going to like this game. But if you are into any of the type of cooking simulators or restaurant owning simulators and things like that, this is probably the best one I've played in a long time. And I say that extremely specifically. Because I really do like restaurant simulators and cooking simulators and things like that. Including the main one, the actual cooking simulator, and Cook, Dine, and Dash. Things like that. All of those. This is probably the best one I've played so far. There's another one that's all about brewing. That's a brewmaster. It's not the same company. But... that you brew like wines and beers and stuff, but whereas this one's the restaurant style of thing. It's not same, like I said, it's not the same company. This company, like I said, I want to shout out both the developer and producer for this one, or publisher. So this was by Nacon, presented by Nacon Games, and made by Cyanide Studios. So definitely give them a look at this game. And if you like these types of games, definitely pay for it. It's on sale, but I would say it's worth the full price. It's normally $40, full price, US dollars, around probably 35, 30 something, probably UK, somewhere around there, depending on where you are, or a little bit higher, depending on where you are. Um, but it's definitely worth the full price. If you can't do it, then get it on sale and still try to pay something towards it to support the developer and the publisher for this, because they're doing some interesting things. This isn't the first game I've noticed on the store that's from Nacon and several other also developers that are under Nacon right now, or been helping Nacon make these games that are doing pretty good. A lot of them are indie games and really small games, but I saw a bunch of them today that I was interested in, along with a bunch of other indie games. There's also different companies as well, but definitely, yeah. If you love your like restaurant kind of simulators slash cooking simulators, definitely pick this one up. It's worth the price, full price or otherwise. It is well worth it, and the DLCs are cheap or within reason, and they give you a lot of content, like 12 to $13 for like at least one of them I know for sure, like 60 to 80 new recipes, bunches of customizations for your both your chef and for the restaurant to curtail it how you want. New working stations to make the new food, things like that. New types of ovens and cooking utensils, or cooking types of elements and stuff like that. It's definitely worth it. I'm gonna be definitely picking up the Tokyo DLC for the sushi side of things, to do some sushi. But I want to give a big shout out to Fade VR in chat tonight. Hope you enjoyed Fade. This is one of our more calmer times when we do simulators, but this was a first look at Chef Life, a restaurant simulator. We'll do more of it either as a filler for right now this week, or the next time we do simulator week. Because if things go well tomorrow, it's still going to be Halo. I'll still do Halo tomorrow and keep us on schedule. I just needed to give this developer and Nacon and all this and Cyanide Studios a shout out for this game. This is my new favorite cooking game. So I hope y'all all enjoyed, and thank you so much. Peace and love to everyone out there. I hope you had a good one, and I will see you all tomorrow for whatever we may be doing, whether it would be blasting aliens or just chilling out in the kitchen. But I hope you enjoyed, and thank you so much. Peace and love to y'all. Big shout out to Tam King as well. Show him some love as well to his channel. And I will see you all in the next one. Bye, Fade VR. Bye, Tam King. Bye, everyone who sees this in the future. Bye!